Welcome to How to Survive with Danielle and Christine, the show that teaches you how to survive the things that can kill you.
Like cat scratch fever.
Oof.
How about wildfires in December? Mm-hmm. Or deadly turbulence.
Ew. And the things that just make you wish you were dead.
Like getting on Alex's bad side.
Yeah.
Anyone named Alex.
Oh, boy.
How about saying the wrong name during sex?
Uh-huh.
Or wearing a dead man's suit.
Oh, creepy.
Yeah.
Creepy time.
You know what? I think I'd maybe look kind of chic in a dead man's suit.
You would.
Like, you know.
Oh, you would look really good in a men's suit.
Like Kate Blanchett, slick my hair back.
Yes.
Little red lipstick.
I could see that looking really good on you.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
You know what else I'm ready for?
Our theme song?
Hit it, Garen.
Oh, I didn't tune my guitar.
Ground is shaking under our feet. Mountains on fire, flooding in the street. Can't breathe the air, can't fight the feeling. Gobbling down Xanax ain't the way to be dealing. Gotta do better than just getting high. We gotta stick together if we're gonna survive. How to survive. How to survive.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Christine is both hard and soft today.
As usual,
I asked her about her headband. She got very confused.
it doesn't take much
No.
these days.
I did go through a headband well, I went through like a scarf in my hair phase
Oh, I like that.
in high school.
Yeah.
Like wearing it around my head like a headband.
Cute.
I don't know that it really looked cute, but there was. Are you okay? Like,
I
Garen's
had
getting
a-
emotional
He was
over
so
my
moved.
Just the
headband
idea
story.
of
He was so
a young lady in a
moved.
scarf.
Yeah.
It brings tears to his eyes.
No, my tea almost went down the wrong pipe.
Oh, no.
It's very weird.
Karen,
Making an X instead of a
be
T.
careful with your tea.
It's very dangerous if in the wrong hands.
Yours. Yes. Yes.
These are the risks that Garen takes.
I know. He's so
Drinking
well, I know.
tea.
One day he's eating 1,000-year-old cactus drugs, and then
Yes.
the next he's drinking.
Oh, can I tell you a quick cactus anecdote?
Yes, you have one.
Well, yeah, I have this
Cactus
so,
corner.
friend of the show, Jesse Gaskell,
Yes.
moved recently because of having a baby.
Yeah.
So they moved to a house that was more accommodating to having a baby.
Great.
You know? And so she said, I have all these plants
Uh-huh.
and I'm not going to take all of them.
Okay. Oh, you mean plants like in the ground, not plants just in pots?
No, plants in pots.
Oh.
Because I think it was like this other house doesn't have as much light and as good spots for plants.
Okay.
You know, it's also just like I'm moving. It's so much stuff to move.
Yeah.
I can't take all this too. And I was like, hello.
You're excited.
Oh, so excited. Are you
Yeah.
kidding me? So I went over, got a bunch of plants, and then there was one big one that I needed to go back and get with
Okay.
my husband because I couldn't carry it by myself. And Benji was with us, and he was like, could I get that cactus?
Oh.
And I said, yeah. You know, she said anything we wanted. And so Benji then in his head was like, this is my cactus to do whatever I want with.
Can I take a guess?
Yes.
Target practice?
Nope. But that's a very good guess based on everything we know about my son.
Right?
Is he going to try and cook it?
Yeah.
Oh.
So this past weekend, I looked out on our deck where I had put the cactus for maximum sun
Yeah.
because we brought it home and he kind of forgot about it. And it's like part of it's just lopped off. And there's and earlier he had said, oh, I have cactus in spines in my hand. Where are your tweezers? And I didn't even think about it for a second.
You're so funny.
I was like in my makeup bag. You know, I didn't say like
it's just like a
yeah,
par for the course.
Didn't say what happened. And so then I made the connection and I saw these chunks of cactus all over the deck and I go, you got to clean that up.
Yeah.
You can't just leave that out there. And I go, what were you even doing? He goes, oh, I was going to make cactus tacos.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
And I'm like, don't do that to Jesse's cactus. And he goes, well, it's my cactus.
Yeah.
And I said, it's disrespectful to Jessie. She didn't give us this cactus so you could just make tacos out of it. It's
Are
supposed
you kidding? Who cares what he does with his cactus? I'm on Benjamin's side this time. It's his cactus.
I know.
He's using it. He's literally using it for something.
But he also doesn't read instruction. Like,
Oh, he's just going to
he's
put
just
it in a
gonna-
frying pan and call it a day.
Like, it's kind of like the what are those spiny things called? The sea
Sea
urchins.
urchins? Oh,
where
yeah, right.
It's like he does it and then gets hurt, and then later will go, oh, it's actually poison if you don't do it the right way. So I was like, I don't think you actually looked into how to do this first. He's just gonna like chop things up, get hurt, and then later go.
But he already chopped it up, so now can he make the tacos?
No, it wasn't.
He didn't do enough.
I don't know if he had even the right cactus to do it with.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Maybe he knows. You know what I'm going to say? He probably knows more than I do.
Yeah,
about what he's doing.
But maybe not.
But then I was like, no more chopping up that cactus.
That's disrespectful to Jesse's
I said it's
cactus.
disrespectful. I go, Jesse gave us these plants. We're going to honor these plants by taking good care of them.
Oh my God. Well, I have something to tell you.
Okay.
Garen already knows because Garen was there.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
And I know you talked about it at length on Never Not Funny, so I won't go into terrible detail. But on Saturday, Oliver Griffin Pardo made his stand-up debut.
No way.
At Flappers. Yes.
He did?
Yes. He opened for Jimmy.
Oh my God.
And it was good, right? It was really
he killed.
good.
Yeah.
I bet he did.
Yeah.
I mean, he's very funny.
He talked way too fast.
Yeah.
Like when I watched the video back, there is video. I watched the video back and it's like, holy shit. If I weren't his mother, would I know what he's saying? Like it's so fast. But he didn't, other than that, he didn't actually seem nervous. And he was very confident. He had act outs. He had really well written material. I was like blown away.
Had he practiced anywhere else first? Or was this just like, this is my first set and I'm just doing it?
So the night before, he had done it once for us because he was going to do it over the summer and chickened out.
Okay.
But I think he actually added something. But the night before, Jimmy had an online stand-up show.
Okay.
Through Flapper, so he did it on that.
Okay.
But
which is hard to do.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh God, you don't know because isn't it silent? Or is the audience on?
I think I don't know. I guess
Jimmy tells them to turn their mics on. So he can hear
Have
people
you
laughing
ever
and
done
stuff.
that? Like a Zoom stand-up?
No. And I never would.
I did. So this isn't the same. Wait, I'll tell you when you're done talking about this.
Oh, all I was going to say was that in addition to that, this is the scariest thing of all. I don't even know how this happened. Like a week ago, he did it for two friends over the phone.
Oh.
And I was like, that's the scariest thing I've ever heard.
Yes.
And then I was like, they both laughed at me and they have every right to. I was like, he told us this, and of course we were surprised, but then I was like, you know how I get stuck on something that has nothing to do with the actual point of the story? And I was like, how did they both listen at the same time? Were they on?
How do three-way calls work?
That's what I said. I go, how do three-way calls work? And then he's like, well, they were together. And I go, oh, speaker. Okay.
I don't know how to do a three-way call.
I don't either.
On my phone.
So that's what I thought it was.
But also, who talks to one person on a phone anymore, let alone that you need to talk to two?
Apparently, my son and his friends talk on the phone. I know, it's weird.
It's so retro.
I told you, he's like up till 3 a.m. talking.
Yes.
And it's loud. It's like, shut up.
Lower
so
your voice,
loud.
sir.
Stop doing your set at 3 a.m.
Well, that wasn't the set, but yes. So, so it was very exciting.
Oh, my God. I love that.
And
I had no idea it was happening.
Yeah.
My friend was just like, hey, is Jimmy going to be at Flappers anytime soon? I'm like, yeah, I think he's going to be there in like a week.
Yeah.
And so I got tickets and I got there and we got in, it was dark and I glanced over and I was like, why is, like Matt was there.
Matt's whole family was there.
Matt's whole family was there actually. And then I didn't see you. I heard you laughing. I'm like, oh. And I'm like, what? Why is everybody here of all nights? And then the guy gets up and introduces Oliver. I'm like, what the fuck? And he yelled.
Oh
yelled.
My God.
It was
I was just
most laughs, I think. I mean, aside from Jimmy, of course, but he
I mean, he did very well.
Of course he did
very well, and I was just like kind of blown away and very happy for him. I don't know that he's gonna do it again, or if it was just a one-time thing, or if it's. But I was like, you know what? If you're gonna make movies, you gotta have a lot of talents, and who knows? And like Jimmy said, write down everything you think is funny. Just write it down. You know, maybe use it in a script in the future. Maybe do more stand-up. Like anything you. And a lot of all those stories were real. Like a lot of weird shit happens to him.
Yeah.
People say weird things to him, which is a gift because then you can use it, right?
Well, and it's also just having a sense for what's weird.
Yes.
Like it's like this kind of stuff can happen to everybody, but it's having the sense to be able to know to pick it up and having that I do think that is the
Right.
gift, right?
Yeah.
Of knowing what the weird story is and being able to pick it up, right?
Exactly.
And so that is a talent, which,
Yeah.
you know, it's in his bones. He got it honest.
I guess. So, yeah.
Wow.
Godspeed. But it was very exciting. And I got to send it. Both his grandpas watched it. We got to
Yes.
send it to them. So
What'd your dad say?
he was just like it made his whole week. Like he was so excited. And I mean,
Yeah.
I said, could you understand what he was saying? And he said like 50 to 60%. Now that, understand my dad has very bad hearing.
Sure.
And he's talking like a mile a minute. So, you know, but
That's
he's-
a good percentage.
I guess, given those circumstances,
given
yes,
the-
I guess so.
That's so great.
Yeah, so
I
that
love
was
that.
our weekend.
Oh,
That's right. You're
when
going
this
to be getting
episode
yeah.
airs, I will be snuggling a puppy in my arms.
So exciting.
so excited. I can't take it. Oh my God. I've already signed up for the puppy classes.
Is it a surprise or does everybody know?
Kids do not know. I know.
And you're going to train this dog to, what's the matter? Did you hear something?
Someone just pounded.
They're doing something up there.
Okay. I
They're
thought
loud
they didn't
accountants
like
or
that
something.
our excitement
They're
about
what?
the puppy.
Loud accountants.
Accountant.
Numbers.
They're on that rank machine.
There's an extra penny. God damn it.
That's how I feel about numbers too.
Did you know I used to be in accounting?
I
think
was
we talked
too.
about this. Oh, yeah. We
Both of
were.
us
Yeah.
were not qualified.
So stupid. So stupid.
Yeah.
Wait, so what was I asking? So tell people what you're going to train this dog to do.
This dog will be trained to be my service dog for seizures and migraines. Hopefully,
So
if she doesn't fail out.
Yeah, you said there's a high percentage of
There's a
fail outs.
There's a high
yeah.
failure rate.
So she might end up
I'm
a pregnant teen or something.
yeah, and
you
I
don't know.
and you know I'm the trainer, so I mean I'm going to get a lot of help. I'm not going to just be willy nilly doing this on my own. I'm going to get help from experts.
So I understand that certain dogs can predict when the seizure is going to come.
So that's very hard to train.
okay.
This is more likely will be a relief. Like this will be more like the dog will be trained to help after.
How's that?
The dog will like go get help for me.
Gotcha.
Like alert. It's predicting seizures.
Yeah.
With dogs predicting seizures, I think is really tough to train.
Okay.
I don't think it's impossible, but from
But it's a real thing. It's not a foul. It's not
yes, it's a real thing.
What's the word I'm looking for?
Fantasy, fallacy.
Myth.
It's not a myth.
Okay.
I think they're better at predicting migraines.
Oh.
And being able to sort of signal you to take your medication.
Wow.
So because they can be trained to, when you're having a migraine, like they pick up that scent that you give off basically from your like this aura you have when you get migraines. And so that way, if they smell that coming off of you again, they can come signal you and to take your medications before it sort of blooms fully into a more intense migraine.
That's wild.
Which is really helpful for me.
That's amazing.
Because I get them so often. Now, when it comes to seizures, and you know, I might be talking them out of my ass right now, but from the sort of couple of trainers I've read, the stuff they've said, it's very hard for dogs to predict seizures.
Okay.
However, you can train them to get help for you when, you know, if you've had them to, you know, go get help for you, make sure somebody is alerted.
Well, in your case, I think the migraine thing is probably more dire.
Because
you certainly have them more often.
Yeah, it's a more sort of common pressing issue.
Well, that's amazing. If nothing else, she'll be cute. And she'll snuggle you probably when you have a migraine at the very least.
And they can also be trained to do like pressure massage.
Oh my God. Well, I have to tell you, I've been feeling very good lately because I know it's shocking. But,
you?
Well, physically.
Not about yourself.
No, not about myself and not emotionally and not about the state of my life or the world. But physically.
Yes.
I've been doing a lot of Magic Mind.
You've been snorting it up your nose?
Yeah, it's just been like putting it in my veins.
You've been shooting it up.
Yes,
that's the way to do it.
Between the toes, as my husband always says, so no one sees. But I would brag about my tracks if they were from Magic Mind.
Yes.
I just spell it out. Magic Mind on my arm and needles.
It's your acupuncture.
I can combine two things.
Yes.
Maybe my back will feel better. Well, yeah, because I've just been having I read a lot, and unfortunately, when I read during the day, I get very sleepy.
Oh, that'll put me to sleep right away.
So, but with Magic Mind, I have more energy and I can actually read and not fall asleep.
Oh,
so
that's
a nice
nice.
thing. But it doesn't keep me, it's not like it keeps me awake at night.
You can still fall asleep at
Yeah,
night.
yeah.
Yes.
So I feel comfortable and like energized.
I love that for you, Danielle.
Yes.
I have been also having my Magic Mind regularly because we can have it every day. And instead of a second coffee,
Right.
which is what I would usually do,
Yes.
I would have some Magic Mind and then just feel like I get a boost because usually around 3, I like to take a nap. I'll get my kids home from school and then I'm gonna go lay down, guys.
You're like, Mommy's got to go lay down. You're
Yeah.
like one of those moms. You're smoking in bed.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then I set the house on fire.
Yeah.
But instead, I don't have to do that.
Yeah.
So
Because you got your Magic Mind.
I have my little Magic Mind, and then I notice I don't have to have that mid-afternoon nap, which is nice.
Yeah.
Not that I don't deserve it.
No, and now that you're going to get a puppy, you might want to have a mid-afternoon nap with the... You know what? Give the puppy Magic Mind. See what happens. As if I'm sure the puppy's going to have puppy energy.
Yeah, I might not need it.
Probably won't need it.
But I like having it so that I have that little bit of a boost in the afternoon.
Yeah.
But then I can still sleep at night.
And it tastes good. It doesn't leave you with coffee breath because it's like that natural...
has that fresh taste.
Yeah, fresh... right from the apothecary is what I was
Yes.
going to say. Straight from the apothecary taste.
Yes. I like when I have a drink to think of the 1800s.
Yes. Yeah.
But fresh 1800s.
Fresh 1800s. Yeah. Fresh. You mean like PHRE? Fresh was never spelled that way. Why
No.
am I making things up? It
don't
seems
know.
like it would have been, though, in the 90s. Doesn't it seem
It
like
does.
fresh would have spelled PHRESH?
Right along with fat.
Yeah.
P-H-A-T.
Yes.
Pretty hot and tempting.
Is that what fat means?
Yeah.
What?
Pretty
Wait.
hot and tempting? You've never heard that?
No.
No.
Yeah.
I didn't know it stood for anything.
Unless I'm making it up. Maybe,
Or maybe
I'm told
it's
wrong, but
maybe it's a retronym. Is that what it's called? That's not what it's called. When you
I
make
like that
up,
word though.
I can't remember. Well, there's a thing where you make up what a I'm losing words today. When you make up what something
stands
for after the fact.
Yes. And what's that called? When letters stand for something.
Acronym.
Acronym.
Thank you. I was like, antonym? No.
that's the opposite.
Metronome? That's
Metronome. It's metronome.
It is. It's metronome.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe we haven't had enough Magic
Yeah.
Mind
Maybe we got
today.
to do another.
Because it sounds like our brains need better functioning.
Yeah.
I
Well,
wanna-
how can people get Magic Mind for
Oh
themselves?
my God. You know what? That's such a good thing.
I believe if you go on the site, you can get some discount.
We have a
related to
code,
us.
and I'm going to tell you what it is.
Thank you.
So if you want to get your deal on Magic Mind, everybody, you have
Yes.
a limited offer. You can use it now that gets you up to 48% off your first subscription or 20% off one-time purchase with code HOWTO20 at checkout. You can
Yeah.
claim it at www.magicmind.com/HOWTO20.
How to 20 and 20 is 20.
20. Exactly.
Well, I would say do it. Put stocking stuffers.
Oh, those little bottles.
Oh my God, how cute.
So cute.
All right. Well, we should probably get to today's topic. Yes.
I would love, love, love that.
Well, Christine,
Yes.
this is going to apply to you more than anyone else in this room.
Oh, is it about chlamydia?
It's about bitches.
Bitches
about
with chlamydia.
chlamydia?
Guys, I don't think I have chlamydia. I don't really know, though. Maybe I do.
Do you have symptoms?
What would they be?
I don't know. Itchy cooch? I don't know. I'm
no.
assuming.
No, I don't have an itchy cooch.
That
Karen
worst
is like,
thing I've ever said.
I've never felt more gay.
So many lines to take that in a comedic route.
But you're just going to sip instead and judge?
I'm just gonna let
Sip
it
and
let
judge.
let the audience imagine
All right.
what kind of nonsense would have fallen out of my mouth.
All right. Well, what we're actually
I
going
want to know. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
we're actually going to learn about is how to survive a transcontinental flight.
Oh my God. I mean, I think I might be an expert on this.
Yes, you actually might have things to offer.
I hope you're going to make it easier for me.
I hope so too. Okay. Well, the first thing you should do is use those air miles to upgrade. If you've got them, flaunt them. You'll thank yourself when you're reclining in a first-class seat, sipping champagne,
Never happens. P.S.
and pretending to like caviar. And you don't have the miles. And if you don't have the miles, this might be the time to splurge for a superior first. Well, I mean, that's ridiculous. That's so expensive. But even upgrading to premium economy will give you priority check-in, extra legroom, and comfortable seats.
Okay, but we do this every year.
Yes.
And we also have credit cards that are for airlines.
Yes, for points.
And we've never been able to do that.
Why?
We never get that many miles. We only get enough to just get discounts on regular flights.
Oh, okay.
Do you know
don't
what I
have
mean?
enough to upgrade. Well, you could maybe upgrade one of you, but you're not going to be able to upgrade. Oh, no, not even one of you. Okay. Or angle for a free upgrade. It's worth a go, isn't it? Arrive early, dress nicely, travel alone, and put on your most winning smile for the best chance at success. Your odds of scoring a last-minute upgrade are better if you have elite status with the airline. Okay, adjust. Now, this you might have a word or two to say.
Okay.
Adjust your sleep pattern before your flight. In the days before your flight, adjust your sleep patterns. A few 4 a.m. or 7 p.m. bedtimes should do, depending on what time of day you'll be flying.
Oh, so you're getting your jet lag ready.
I guess so.
Getting
Yeah.
prepared.
Yes.
That's smart.
If your flight is during the day, be well rested before you fly. If it's a red eye, arrive at the airport tired. Trust us on this, though. Staying awake for 24 hours prior to your trip to balance out jet lag doesn't work.
I can't do that anyway.
There's no way I could do that.
Yeah.
By the way, speaking of dreams, just want to let you know where I am on
How are the
raising,
cigar sales
raising
going?
money for my eye surgery.
Yeah.
The latest dream was I was selling cars, which seems to be a quicker way to get that money raised. Because it's not that much money. It's not like $15,000. It's not like that.
Oh, it isn't?
Well, I looked it up and it said, well, I didn't look it up for Los Angeles. I just looked it up in general and it said it was at like an average of $3,000.
Well, let me tell you something, Danielle.
Yeah.
You are not budgeting this and going to some fucking Groupon thing.
No.
You are going to go to the best
Yes.
and pay top dollar.
Trust me, I've already had that conversation with myself. I had to talk myself down.
Good.
I didn't even know what cars I was selling. It was a nightmare. It was bad news.
Listen, we're going to do a GoFundMe.
Can you imagine how obnoxious? Listen, guys, I just don't want to dip into my savings. So if you could give me money for my eyes.
I know we're all riddled with debt, me included, but Danielle needs to get her eyes done so she can like one thing about herself or hate it a little bit less.
Yeah. I used to kind of like my shoulders. They're a little too wide for my body, but I like that I don't have non-existent shoulders.
Baby.
Okay.
I don't like my shoulders, but it's the bones. They just
I hate these bones.
these bones.
It's just that my head is too small for the width of my shoulders. Okay.
Danielle in her coffin. These bones are just too bony.
Okay. Check in early. The last thing you need before your long haul journey is to panic your way through a busy airport, arriving at the gate sweaty and frazzled, or worse, to miss your flight. Okay, that makes sense. Check in early, especially if you have a international flight.
These people leave their kids at home when they get frenzied.
That's
like
right.
That.
They
It's
completely
dangerous.
forget that one kid. De-stress before you board. You don't want to spend your whole flight buzzing about all the things you have to do or what you might have forgotten. Carve out some time before your trip to sit down with a nice breakfast, go to the gym, read a book, go for a walk. It's important to relax before it's time to fly. So that's interesting. Bring your own pillow. A travel pillow is a staple carry-on item for long-distance travelers. Almost every airport sells them, and looking a little ridiculous with one around your neck is a small price to pay for arriving at your destination
Can
without
I
a crick.
say something about a travel pillow?
Yes.
Well, I actually often use mine in my lower back.
Oh, it fits around your... Wow.
And I push it back there
Okay.
because then I have a lot less back pain.
That's really smart.
I saw a guy on this last flight.
Yeah.
He had this crazy contraption, okay? It was blown up
Okay.
and tall, and he just put his face in it.
Oh,
like,
yeah, I've seen.
like you know how you put your face down when you're getting a massage.
Yeah.
And I was like, I got to get one of those for Sven. I think.
So he put it on his tray?
Well, no, the tray was up.
Oh.
It was like on his lap, so it was
Okay.
like blown up like a floaty, like a swim toy
it's
or
plastic.
something. But it looked fabricy. It looked soft.
Okay.
So, but I think he had to blow it up because then it was gone. Like
okay.
it would have been too big to pack,
Gotcha.
right? I think.
And he just rests his head down.
And then
in
he
it.
just, because you know how a lot of guys I've noticed are always kind of trying to put their face on the seat in front of them or their head, and they'll put their arms like
Yeah.
this. Sven often does. Like Sven's, he's
He's
6'5".
tall. Yeah.
6'4". I don't know. We can't even measure him. He's so tall.
There's not enough.
They don't have enough.
They don't. It doesn't exist.
The stick doesn't go high
Yeah.
enough. I mean, he's a big guy, so he's so uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way he can. And then if somebody puts their seat back,
Oh my God.
forget it.
that
He's
sucks.
just miserable.
Yeah.
And he always gets the seat where somebody puts their seat back. But anyway, I was like, that looks great.
So
'Cause-
get that for him for Christmas.
I mean, I already got him kind of something expensive.
Oh, okay.
I'll talk about it in the bonus. Bonus is all the secrets, guys.
Oh, okay.
We are revealing the secret stuff. So anyway, I think people should look into that. If regular travel pillows don't work, and then I just saw another one that was like, it looked like a neck, like one of those infinity scarves, but it like sort of holds your neck up.
Huh. Okay.
I might get that one. Anyway, travel pillows.
Well, it's probably going to shock no one that I can sleep anywhere, anytime. No accoutrement.
It actually does shock me.
Oh yeah, I'm.
Because you're kind of a sensitive, you're an HSP like me.
What the hell does that mean?
Highly sensitive person.
Oh,
It just seems like you wouldn't be able to.
I can sleep
Fuck,
anywhere.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's my superpower.
That is a superpower.
Yeah.
Good for you.
By the way, I bring a full pillow with me.
Oh.
Like I have one of those long pillows
Yeah.
that I've had for a long time. So
A
it's
body
really squishy.
pillow?
Not that.
Oh.
Yeah, I was gonna say a body
Like,
pillow.
wait, people hate you.
Yeah, they probably do. But yeah, I just bring the whole thing with me.
Well,
And
that's good.
Okay.
crunch it up next to me on the little wall because I try to get a window all the time, so I have that wall to lean on.
The neck pillow always seems uncomfortable, but I don't know if I've ever tried it, so maybe I should.
I recommend.
All right, wear noise canceling headphones. Noise canceling headphones help block out annoying airplane clatter and loud passengers, so you can zone out with a riveting podcast
Oh, hello.
or favorite
I've got
playlist. If you don't have them, a pair of good old-fashioned earplugs will also help. I thought this was so smart. Buckle your seatbelt over your blanket.
Then they don't have to bother you.
Exactly.
That's smart.
So if you fall
Yeah.
asleep and they have
Are
to,
you buckled in?
If there's turbulence.
Excuse me, are you buckled in?
Exactly.
Oh, and P.S. Fucking always keep your seatbelt buckled, guys.
Oh yeah.
Because of all the turbulence stuff that's happening now.
Yeah, there's no reason not to be buckled in.
I've seen the horror stories. Just keep your seatbelt on, people.
Dress comfortably. We've talked about this in the plane crash episode.
Yeah, but you know what, guys? We don't have to go in our pajamas, all right? Let's be civilized.
Let's have some decorum.
You know what? I mean, you don't have to go in a suit, but like, I'm telling you what, I travel a lot, and the people are showing up in their goddamn slippers
know.
and pajamas and onesies.
Hair and curlers.
Come on.
Yeah, it's a little.
I think
slippers. I draw the line at slippers.
Yeah.
It's just gross. Okay, bring a travel blanket, not a regular blanket. Don't bring anything too thick. Remember, it has to fit on your carry-on. Make sure your travel blanket is enough to keep you warm when the plane's air conditioning is going full blast. I'm going to have to remember that for New York because they don't give you blankets anymore.
Yeah, you got to bring something nice.
Back in the old times, you used to get everything for free.
Oh, remember? I know. Like you'd get
blanket, a
you'd
pillow.
get eye pillow. You'd get. It was exciting to fly.
Yeah, it was.
because it was like this. You felt special.
Yeah, you'd get a headset.
Now they're like, we can give you pretzels or this terrible cookie,
Right.
and maybe we'll come by with some water.
Yeah.
The movies, maybe. But
Although
they're-
now you can just go up and get your own snacks. Like they have, like if you go up, you can just grab snacks.
but it's like three things. It's
Yeah,
like
it's not
pretzels
great.
or this bar or
Right.
this cookie.
Right.
You got to pack your own food.
Download movies onto your tablet or laptop for backup. In-flight entertainment systems are not always reliable. They sometimes fail, and when they do, you'll be glad you have something to do, watch, or listen to in reserve. That happened to me when I went to New York, not this summer, but the summer prior. I was by myself, and both ways,
Had
the
nothing.
entertainment system.
Did you have a Kindle?
I had books.
Oh,
yeah,
good.
so I
Yeah.
was fine.
I always have my Kindle, so I have
Yeah.
something to read.
Yeah. But I was like, wow, that really would suck if I didn't have anything. What would I do?
Think your thoughts.
No.
Ugh.
Charge your electronic devices. The last thing you need is your iPad to run out of juice 1 hour into an 11-hour flight. This is especially true if your in-flight entertainment system isn't working.
I've never had an international flight where the entertainment wasn't working.
Oh, that's good. Here we go again. Load up on podcasts.
Yes.
Listening to podcasts uses up less battery life than watching a movie.
Yeah.
And they can be more entertaining than music.
And listening to How to Survive is good for everybody.
Yeah, just don't listen to the airplane crash one on a flight.
No, I think it would be good. It would actually make you realize how rare it is.
That's
And it
true.
would make you feel better.
Stay healthy. Sitting in a cramped metal tube for a better part of a day or more is not good for you. Fight off dehydration and blood clotting, your two biggest enemies in the sky, by regularly drinking water, stretching, and walking around the cabin.
I drink so much water when we fly. So much.
And then do you have to get up and pee a lot?
No, but I don't have to pee like you do.
You're not like me, yeah.
But I do, and then I get up and I go.
Yeah, that's why I always want the aisle,
Yeah.
because I just got to pee.
And you bring, if I can't impress this upon you all enough, bring snacks so you don't have to buy them at the airport because those will be so expensive.
Yeah,
You want to
that's
bring your
true.
nuts and bring your grapes and get your good Trader Joe's snacks if you have a Trader Joe's.
That's a good point. Bring what you need to freshen up. This is for everyone else's sake as much as your own. Bring toiletries in your carry-on so you can brush your teeth, throw on some deodorant, or even change your clothes in the lavatory.
Under 3 ounces.
Yes. Well, they have those mini deodorants you can
Yeah.
get at Target. Like,
Yeah, little.
like they're
yeah.
tiny.
It's all the little travel
Yeah.
size stuff.
Also, try to stick to your bedtime routine. Wash your face in the bathroom before you go to sleep. They're assuming I wash my face at night in my own house,
Yeah.
which I don't. Get creative.
You just go to sleep with all your makeup on?
Well, I don't wear makeup every day, but yes, sometimes I do. It's bad. But sometimes I just use a wipe because the whole thing about washing your face in the sink is so messy that I kind of like, I know it's really bad. I don't do it enough, but sometimes I just use one of those face wipes. And I don't put it in the toilet because you can't flush them no matter what it says.
Yes. Nobody's mad at you right now.
Okay.
Darren is secretly mad at you.
Yes.
Get creative. You rarely get the chance to sit down for such a long time, more or less distraction free. So why not make the most of it? Bring a notebook, a sketch pad, or whatever else you need to exercise the right side of your brain. Switching activities through the flight instead of focusing on just one thing will also keep you feeling fresh.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't know.
I don't want to do any work, but
I mean, it's not a time for me as a person who has traveled a lot back and forth on a long ass flight.
yeah.
But I've also always had to do it with kids.
Yes.
It's for me, it's like I am watching movies. I mean,
Yes.
the first few years I was taking care of babies, which is
Right.
brutally hard.
Moisturize your skin. The dry recycled air on a plane has a way of making your skin look and feel parched and lackluster. In addition to drinking plenty of water, slather on a bit extra moisturizer. That totally makes sense to me. Elevate your feet if you can. Sven can't.
Well, I don't know how you could.
Sitting, well, I guess if you're in the bulkhead.
Yeah, get a bulkhead seat.
Get a bulkhead seat. Sitting with your legs bent and feet on the floor for a long time can cause pain and swelling in your ankles and feet as the fluid in your body naturally flows downward. If you can, prop your feet up on a special contraption like a portable footrest or even your underseat carry-on.
Yeah, I'll often put my feet up on my backpack.
Yeah, that makes sense. Wear compression socks.
That's a good idea.
Well, my dad says they hurt, so he doesn't wear them. But it minimizes swelling on and after your flight by increasing blood circulation.
Bombas has compression socks.
Yes, they do. I was going to get some for my dad, and
Yeah.
he said he doesn't like, or he did get them. He said he doesn't like compression socks. Pack a nasal spray.
Oh,
Have you ever noticed a generally icky and dry feeling in your sinuses while flying? That feeling is caused by a shift in air pressure with the low humidity in the cabin. Experts recommend using a decongestant nasal spray in
you
each
could also wear a mask, right?
nostril.
I mean,
I don't know if that
would that help? I know it helps you from just getting sick, and I'm not even talking about COVID, just in general.
Right. Do that before takeoff and before descending. Be selective about your drink choices. Some passengers enjoy a glass of wine or beer, often free on international flights. Is that true?
Yeah.
to accompany their in-flight meals and entertainment. That said, you probably shouldn't treat booze as a way to fight boredom or cope with your flight, says you. You'll end up using those tiny bathrooms far more frequently. Plus, alcohol is dehydrating and could mess up your sleep pattern.
And you'll get a big headache.
Yes.
I will.
Soda can have a similar effect because of the caffeine in the bubbles. I don't know about this one. Bring your best conversation. Many people dread sitting next to a chatty seatmate, but don't be afraid to strike up a conversation with your neighbor if the opportunity arises.
No, thank you.
You could be seated next to a genuinely interesting person. I don't mind talking to strangers, but not on an airplane.
No, thanks. Yeah.
Because I really enjoy being on an airplane to read, watch
Just
movies,
have your time,
have my
man.
time. Pack lots of activities for your kids. Traveling with children, make sure you have plenty of activities to keep them entertained throughout the flight. Bring the gaming systems, iPads preloaded with their favorite movies, and headphones and coloring and sticker books. Please don't forget their favorite snacks.
And guess what? If your kids are littles and they aren't on screens yet, you can do surprise boxes. This is what we would do with our kids, where it would be like blue sticky tape.
That was in this article about the woman. I didn't understand it. What is it? You just put it on things and then they take it off and that's fun?
No, they would make kids love to play with tape.
Oh, okay.
And they would make Alex would dress her Barbie with it and make outfits.
Okay.
And Benji would just do other fun stuff with it. And I would put I wouldn't go buy stuff necessarily. I would just do a sticky tape, some stickers, a set of jacks, a couple dice,
things that can easily fall off and you have to hunt for.
Right? Who cares? It's also because if they lose it, who cares? And it would be almost like a bento box they'd each have.
So great.
And it would be a little animal and a little Matchbox car and stuff. It wasn't any candy, but it was just little toys that they already had,
smart.
but had forgotten about because they always had so much. Kids have so much stuff usually. Some Legos that they hadn't put together, these little things they can build with. Just they're going to open it and go, oh, I haven't seen this stuff in a while.
That's really smart.
And it just gives them stuff to do.
Now, this is a little bit different. This is a story.
I love stories.
This is a little more intense than what we've been talking about, but I just wanted to have something a little more dramatic.
700 people died.
Yes. Well, one person has died and at least 30 others were injured after Singapore Airlines flight hit severe turbulence during a transcontinental journey, the airline said Tuesday. This was earlier this year. The flight, SQ321, was traveling from London to Singapore, a trip that typically takes about 13 hours.
Okay.
The plane diverted to Bangkok and landed at 3:45 local time Tuesday. 18 people have been hospitalized and another 12 are receiving medical treatment, the airline said. The rest of the passengers and crew members were being examined at Suvarnabhumi International Airport, in Bangkok. The airport's general manager, listen to this one, Kittipong Kitakakorn, Kachorn.
That's adorable.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Said at a press conference that the person who died was a 73-year-old British man, likely from a heart attack.
Oh, wow.
7 others were critically injured with head wounds.
Critically injured.
Yeah.
Head wounds.
Yeah.
Oof.
Singapore Airlines offered its deepest condolences to the family of the deceased. The company said, "We deeply apologize for the traumatic experience that our passengers and crew members suffered on this flight." There were 211 passengers and 18 crew members on board the plane, according to the airline. Kitakakorn said the plane fell into an air pocket during breakfast service before it hit turbulence. Now, I'm wondering did they not have enough time to put their seatbelts on? Is that why so many people were injured? I'm not sure.
I think a lot of people don't wear them.
Yeah. Data from FlightAware, which tracks flights in real time, indicates that the plane experienced a drastic drop in altitude.
Oh, that's so scary.
About 11 hours into the flight. So they only had 2 more hours. Losing approximately 6,000 feet within 4 minutes as it plunged to 31,000 feet from its cruising altitude of 37,000 feet. The plane diverted to Bangkok shortly after.
Yeah, it did.
Singapore Airlines has consistently been ranked one of the safest airlines in the world. Worldwide, severe turbulence has previously caused mass injuries on flights and at least 1 death in the last year. At least one recent study suggests that clean air turbulence, which is associated with wind shear, is getting more prevalent because of climate change.
Well, climate change is fucking it all up for all of us, and
That's wild.
it's not going to get better. Clearly, not to be a doomsayer, but I would say that is one of the reasons why I was like, I'm not going to hold a child on my lap. I'd read from on safety flying with children, and it was like this flight attendant who wrote about airline safety and like a blog or whatever. So whatever. But she was like, the number one thing I would say is buy your kids a seat. Because if there's turbulence, you're not going to be able to hold on to your baby.
I think that makes a lot of sense.
And I was like, I know that that's probably never going to happen, but like, I'm going to just, I think it's worth it. There are kids. I'm going to pay for a seat. Like that's a good story. And I think it's not to scare people, but to let them know just to keep your seatbelt on.
Keep that seatbelt on.
Yes.
And bring those snacks.
Bring those snacks, moisturize, drink your water, compression socks.
We will be right back after this. Welcome back. How was your break, Christine?
Oh, I got nice and fired up.
You did?
Yeah.
What are you fired up
Well,
about?
we got a little bit of anger going towards our spouses, and now
About
I'm
their
ready to
eating
do comedy.
habits. Yeah. So, I mean, we have it pretty lucky if that's what we're complaining about, I guess.
Oh, if all we have to complain about are Snickers for lunch,
bars, yeah.
then I think we did well.
On the first half of our show, we talked about how to survive transcontinental flights. And now we're going to talk about how to survive transitioning with Maddie Taylor. Hi, Maddie.
Hello. Hi.
Thank you for being on our show.
Thank you for asking.
Maddie is wildly talented because she is a storyboard artist and a voice artist. You do a recurring character on The Loud House.
Yes.
Which is a very popular show.
Since I've been on it.
Yeah. And do you want to tell
I can't.
what you were just telling us before we got on the air about, because this is really interesting.
Yeah, it's really, really, I'm so grateful to them. It's such a good rep. So I started out doing a character called Donnie Dufresne, because one of the characters, it's about this boy and then his 6 or 7 sisters or whatever.
Yeah.
He's the only boy, and one of them is this little diva, and she participates in all these kiddie beauty pageants.
Right.
So the original, I was cast as Donnie Dufresne, pageant host. And at that point, I was presenting as a gay man. So I just made him gay, and he was just like, here she is, Dana Dufresne, and he just like that, just big gay, he wanted. And then when I transitioned, they were so sweet. They said, we're going to have Donnie transition with you and become Dana Dufresne.
It's amazing.
That's very cool.
And did they explain it on the show, or did Donnie just become a woman?
Donnie just became Dana.
So it's like the Little Rascals when what's his
oh God, when they switched wasn't Alfalfa, was it?
No. It wasn't Alfalfa. No, it was the black kid.
Buckwheat.
Buckwheat was a boy and a girl on the same show. Yeah.
I did not know that.
Buckwheat was originally a girl.
I didn't know that either.
It's a long thing we'll do about it but anyway, that's fantastic. That's great. And especially it wasn't even a main character. You're like a recurring character, and they went to the trouble of doing that. I think that's fantastic.
It was really, really sweet. Well, LGBT representation on that show is kind of a big deal for them. It's very important. It's kind of a, they care about it.
Yeah. That's fantastic. So, anyway, so you are available for hire in 2 fields.
I am.
Voice and storyboard.
The multi-talented Maddie
I know.
Taylor.
It's very exciting.
Well, thank you.
So tell us about your story.
Okay.
Where do you want to start?
Okay, so just a little backstory. This happened in late March of 2016.
Good times.
It was a great time. The country had its first...
So hopeful
I know.
for the first half of the fall.
Had its first and only probably black president. And
no, we were... Yeah, but we were...
Weren't we done? We weren't in Trump times yet?
No, because it was still the Obama presidency.
Right. They were running
We were pre-election.
Pre the
Dark Ages.
Yes, before the dark times, before the empire.
Got it.
before the empire.
And I work in animation. And so in 2015, I was just as a little backstory to the actual day and the thing, and. So I knew who I was. I had started discovering my feelings about who I really was in the like around 2008 or so.
Okay.
I was presenting in Happily Married. Well, and to the, quite frankly, the greatest person in the world. You guys know her, Alex.
Alex Alexander, who has been a guest on our show many times.
Yes, and
you guys were married. You were a man when
I
you
was
were
Matt Taylor, living Matt Taylor's best life
Yeah.
is what he could do, and being a husband and doing all the things. So when these feelings started to creep in, and I had known about it. This is, again, just a real throwback story, and I'll try to make this quick. I don't want to spend all day with you guys. I had known how I felt when I was a teenager. Buried it for
Right.
decades. And then
Okay.
these feelings started to resurface, and this time they would not be put away. So I was doing it. And so in 2013, I came out as gay because I knew I wasn't a straight man.
Yeah.
And then once Alex moved out, because that ended our marriage, but not our friendship. We're still besties. And because she's the best person in the world and I love her so much. And so I started, looking into and Googling literally like how to transition.
Yeah.
Like I started going, because there's no manual for it.
Right.
So
And I would imagine before you do it, you might not know other people who are in the same situation. So you have to reach out and Google.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. And then I did find message boards and people online and, started building.
Right.
So in 2015, I was going out and presenting as Maddie. Like I'd go out. There was a couple of clubs I would go to. There was a great, now no longer around club called Club Shine. There was every Saturday night at a little bar up here in the valley, but the bar was since raised and apartments put up. But I was still presenting as Matt in daily life because that was the life, right?
Okay.
So, Matt by day, Maddie by night.
Gotcha. So you're still going to work and presenting mail.
Yeah. So in 2015, Alex at that time had a roommate and a sweet gal. And you'll see why I'm prefacing this a minute later when the story unfolds. I want to preface that everybody here are good people and I like them very much and I'm still friends with them to this day. So her roommate was getting married. So she announces in 2015, save the date, March 2016.
Okay.
So Alex and I are still friends at that point. I'm gay mad at that point, but we're still besties and hang out. And so
Didn't Alex know that you were Maddie at night?
she knew. Yeah, she knew I was starting to present. I wasn't really. She was still mourning. Well, not mourning. Well, yeah, she was. She was sort of getting her head around the fact that Matt was going to go away.
Right.
Matt, as she had known this person, was going to go away.
Yeah.
And so she was starting sort of a mourning process. And so
It's heavy.
it is.
Yeah.
It really, really is. And I think that's something, that it's for any trans person. Well, I'm not going to sit here and tell another trans person how to live.
Yeah.
I'll get run over by a car, back up over. It'd just be a bunch of trans people who's just like, what were you thinking? You broke a rule. You told us how to live.
You're going to get doxxed.
I'm going to get doxxed. Just dox me to recruiters. Let them know where I'm at.
Right.
And, just out me, please.
If we could have get swatted with just headhunters.
Job
Yes.
offers.
Yes. If someone wants to come, I'll give you my
Yes,
address.
yes.
Just come over and offer me a
Please.
job.
There's a
Dox
key under
me.
the mat.
Yeah.
Let yourself in.
Yeah.
So I get invited to the
wedding.
To the wedding as Alex's plus one. And I'm not thinking about it either. Neither of us are thinking about it. Well, so Alex, understandably, and I was awkward in the early stages of being Maddie because I had 47 years. And I know some people are going to groan, but it was like I did. I had 47 years of white male privilege.
Yeah.
And living as a white man in America.
Yeah.
And it's like I will say this, it is an easier road to hoe. No, I'm not here to crap on men, but I will a little bit.
You can. That's fine.
It's a safe space for that.
Where were we at? Anyway, before,
White male privilege.
White male privilege. Oh God, I miss it. I miss
It's like,
it.
why did you want to give
I
that
was going to
up?
say, are you crazy?
Yeah, apparently it's like the only doors that just automatically open for me now are at Ralph's.
Yeah.
That is all that I get anymore. So, and I have a whole separate story about getting the privilege knocked out of me, but that's for another time if you want. So I'm going back and forth in 2015, and so what happened was December 31st, 2015, Alex was like, she got there. She got okay with me and being Maddie now. And it was more and more. It was leading up to that day. It was more and more of Maddie, and Matt phasing out.
Yeah.
And so we went out on New Year's Eve together, and I was Maddie. And it was the first time we'd really gone out. We went to the Cliftons. They had this big New Year's Eve party.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember thinking, well, okay, if Alex is cool with this, the rest of the world can either get on board or F off. So I start living as myself. Like, I'm okay. This is it all day, every day. I'm not I'm not great at it. I'm awkward. I'm also very insecure at this point because I feel like a faker. Because I feel like, okay, this is 47 years of Matt, and now I'm walking out the front door as Maddie, and I'm brand new at this, and I'm full of insecurity, which will also come into play when the story really, beside my 3 hours of preamble.
We do an edited version, just so you know.
Oh, great. God bless you for that, right?
We put out 2 versions. Just so
people
you know.
are like, I've had a second kid since this bitch started talking.
People have transitioned back and forth.
I've detransitioned, fathered children, seen them off, attended their funeral. You should never have to attend your own children's funeral. So I'm living my life. You know, I'm doing my thing. I'm going out there in the world as Maddie. And so what happens is 3 months in, anything can become a habit, right?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
And I'm already really starting to live in this space, and I'm very happy.
Great.
You know, I'm very excited. I'm in this world. I'm Maddie now. I'm walking through the world as Maddie.
Right.
And I got very lucky because I've done a lot of pre-work, and people really started responding quickly, you know, and like hormones had really helped me out. Like I would walk around in the world and a lot of people wouldn't be able to tell.
Right.
You know,
Right.
or if they could tell, they were nice about it. I didn't care.
Right.
Either one was fine with me,
Right.
you know.
Sure.
So March comes, and there's this reminder about the wedding. And so Alex talks to Kristen and says, hey, listen, you know, we didn't think about it last year, but Matt is Maddie now, and she's living full-time as herself.
Uh-huh.
So Kristen was, and so Alex asked, could she come as Maddie? So Kristen and her fiance talked about it, and they were kind of uncomfortable with it because their feeling was, and again, this is why I've prefaced, they're all nice people, and I still like them, and we're still friends.
Great.
Because they were kind of like, we kind of want our day to be about us and not this new woman being there.
And did you know a lot of people who would be at the wedding?
No, I only knew the bride and groom.
Okay, so then it wouldn't be about you.
It wasn't, but they
thought it would be a distraction.
They thought it might be a distraction, and Alex kind of understood how they felt. And I've talked to Alex about this since, and she was like, I had no idea how much you were really going through, and I would have never, you know, have asked you or even, you know, been okay with you going as Matt.
Right.
You know, had I known how hard this was on you, you know, and because Alex, look, again, Alex is my best friend and has guided me and put up with more shit from me.
And I'll just say, as a friend, has handled all of this with an enormous amount of grace that I don't know if I could have. So she's been incredibly supportive.
Absolutely. So Alex tells me about that, and I go, in my head at the time was like, okay, this made me furious.
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, it may be like finale of Dexter Mad. That's how bad it was. It was just like, so, yeah, that was so bad. Like, just so awful. So I was furious, but I was like, okay, I'm new to this. I'm also insecure because to have to present as Matt to me at that point was so new and raw because I hadn't put him that far behind me. So again, I'm already doubting my own femininity at that point because every day I'm still feeling like a faker and telling my therapist about it every week and trying to establish that maybe someday I'll feel comfortable.
Right.
So the day comes and I go, all right.
So the plan was, I'm sorry, just to clarify, the plan is you're going to go as Matt.
As Matt.
Wow. And you hadn't been Matt for
3 months
now.
Yeah.
Wow. So it's like putting on a costume.
It was almost like cross-dressing.
Yeah. Like a regression in a way.
Yeah.
Like it must have felt like, because finally you're being yourself.
Yeah.
In some, right? Like, so you...
Yeah.
So,
no, for all intents and purposes, yeah. There were times where I was like, I wonder, shit, what if something comes up where I have to be Matt because it's of a legal thing or whatever.
Interesting. Okay.
And I had never really thought about what could be the day, the final time that I ever have to be Matt for any reason.
Yeah.
So it turned out it was this day.
This is the day.
Wow.
So this was the day of Kristen's wedding.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I still started out like mad as shit. I was fucking furious.
Well, did you consider just not going?
No. because we were joking, like as we joked about before we started recording. I love Alex. I always live in 10% fear of her.
Oh, you thought she'd be upset if you didn't go with her?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure she would have understood.
I think she would have. I would not have given her the benefit of believing that she would is the problem.
okay.
Gotcha.
Again, there's a lot of insecurity that goes with this. Not that I have now, but at the time, it was like...
You just have regular woman insecurity now.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome.
Thanks. I will still take it over a penis. And I brought the room down.
No.
We were in silent agreement.
Yeah.
Oh, yay. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So many other stories. I could tell you about that, a whole story about that, too. So I guess, so the day comes, I have to put on a suit. Mm-hmm. And it's, ironically, the same suit that I married Alex in.
Wow.
It was the same
Wow.
black Hugo Boss suit that I had only ever worn once before on her and, Matt's wedding day.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was like, I didn't know about like writing jokes or whatever she do. I was like an old Catskill comic would be like, I died twice in the same suit. There it is, a distance. Am I right? And so I had to put it on, and that's why I felt like it was coming back from the dead, because it was Matt for a day, and I was putting on what felt like a dead man's clothes.
Wow. That is such a head trip.
It was really not fun.
Yeah.
It felt, because what had happened was, and what precipitated this whole transition was, once I allowed myself and stopped bearing these decades of denial and mashing down feelings and a knowledge of a truth about myself, was the more I started to embrace, I'm not Matt. This is not who I was meant to be. Mm-hmm. I was born in this flesh with these organs and whatnot, but Matt was not who I was born to be.
Wow.
And so the longer it went and the closer I got to really getting to live full time, every minute I had to live as him really made my flesh crawl.
Oh.
Like,
I'm so sorry.
oh, thank you. Thank you. That's very, I mean, and I'm so happy now. You know, it's
Yeah.
9 years later,
Yeah.
and
That's
my life is just
wonderful.
my life now, and I'm so glad, and I so don't miss it. But in the moment, it was like, I would just wake up and have to be him, and I was just like, ugh. It was
Yeah.
just like, ew. It was like skeevy. Like, it actually skeeved me out to have to be him. That's how bad it was. Like, that's why you hear all this crap about trans people where it's like, oh, you just want to go in the bathrooms and stuff. And it's like, no.
No, I mean,
could not be.
that's why it's such a almost amusing fallacy that, well, even with being gay, that the old line of you choose to be gay, and it's like, why would anyone choose this harder path? Why would anyone choose this harder path?
Exactly.
It's the same thing. It's like, obviously, this is an emotional, like, intellectual, probably spiritual toll that you're doing, that's going on in your head. Why would you choose that? Like, just so you can go into the other bathroom.
I know.
It's
like
so silly.
I could just shut my fingers at a car door if I just want to hurt every day. You know
right.
what I mean? It's like, this is quicker.
Yeah.
Bam. And it was like a Twilight Zone episode.
Yeah.
You'd wake up every day and it's just like, wait, I'm not this person. Oh,
Yeah.
And so I had to put the suit on, and that skeeved me out. And I'm just furious, and I'm furious with Kristen, and I'm furious with Alex, and I'm furious with the world that I have to fucking do this. So we get to the wedding, and it's just still weird for me because we get out of the car, and I'm walking into the wedding. Now, I didn't know these people, but it didn't matter to me because I was so, this was such an out-of-body experience for me
Yeah.
already, and it felt so weird, and I felt like a zombie. That's why I felt like I was back from the dead, because I felt like a zombie where people would be like, oh, kill it.
Right.
It's supposed to be dead, but shoot the brain.
Right.
You're also having to present all night as something that you have left behind.
Right.
Absolutely. So we get in there, and it's like late afternoon. Yeah. And we're in the cathedral, it's at a church. I can't remember where the church. The church was inland because her fiance, now husband, is Chinese. And there's a big Chinese community inland. I think it was like Hawthorne or something like that.
Okay.
Because the idea was later on there was a dinner. It was going to be a traditional 10-course Chinese dinner at this restaurant. So, yeah. So
Might be worth putting on a suit for a
it
10-course
was.
Chinese dinner.
For the trauma.
I would put a suit on.
Yeah, the duck was, it was so good. And the egg rolls, they were worth coming back from the dead for.
Yeah,
It's true.
exactly. Zombie.
Literally to die
Yeah.
for. And And so I'm in there and I'm still kind of miserable. I'm trying to shake it off, put on a good face for Alex because
Yeah.
she knows. Oh, and the thing about Alex I have to say too was when she got in the car, I forgot to say this. So I pick her up at her place and I'm just mad, I'm so fucking mad. I have to do this. And she gets in the car and she goes, I was talking to Dennis last night, her roommate, and I'm trying on dresses and I was thinking, I wish I could have.
You're thinking what?
She was trying on dresses and I was thinking, I wish I could have.
Oh, gotcha.
I wish I
Gotcha,
could have
gotcha.
been,
Gotcha.
this fucking, ghoul suit. And, I didn't know what else to call it. Thank you. And then she says, so I was talking to Dennis last night, and I was so excited because I told him, I said, tomorrow's going to be the last time Maddie ever has to present as Matt.
Oh.
And that so took the edge off.
Oh.
Because I knew that she was thinking about it. She gave a damn.
Yes.
And so I was still edgy. I get to the church, I'm still walking around feeling uncomfortable. I know that she's on my side, though.
Yeah.
And she always is, though, you
Right.
know. And I know she's going to hear this. And love you, Alex. So we take a selfie. I'm like, screw it. Let's take a selfie. Let's, document it. If this is the last time Matt has to show up, let's do it. So we take a selfie. And then I said to Alex, I was like, that was the last selfie that Matt will ever have to take. That was not the last selfie. We ended up taking pictures all day. And because we were like...
And every time you poignantly said, this is the last selfie. Wait, I mean, this is the last selfie.
Yeah, in this pew. This is the last one outside in the courtyard. This is the last... It's still fresh, this idea. So we... I start to get over it. I could be mad. I could do it. I've done it 1,000 times. But Alex is there. We're laughing. We're having a good time. We go to dinner at this Chinese restaurant. And it's always, how it's always like the different table.
Yeah.
Table three is the best. Every fucking reception. It's like that table. It's like, oh, we're going to be friends forever.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. And I had really switched into, Matt had, because I let him have his fun that day. It was Matt. I let Matt be Matt that day. And it was Matt. And it was just, I don't remember all the jokes, but we were at the table, cracking the table up, because Alex is hilarious too. And we found out where they stashed the wine. So if the bottle ran down, we went and grabbed the wine. And we kept the table flowing. It ended up being so cathartic and so freeing that she and I both had agreed on this. That here we were together.
Yeah.
Experiencing this and just letting it go and really having a sense of closure and catharsis
that really turned
about
it around.
It really, really did.
Yeah.
And-
Hearing her say, this is Matt's last day
Yeah.
was really
Yeah.
powerful, it sounds like, for you to be able to look at it in this different way and just experience it as a more of a celebratory event.
It really was. Yeah, it was like a wedding and a wake at the same time.
Yeah.
At least for the two of us.
Yeah.
Right.
Nobody else had to know that. It was nobody's
Right.
business, And so it was really, really great. So I drove her home and hung out with them for a little bit. I did take Matt's last selfie. It was like the end of the night and I'm all baggy-eyed. And I was
Yeah.
like, all right, here we go. This was it. Click. And I took my last,
Yeah.
Matt took his last selfie. And then that was it. And
Wow.
I got to wake up the next day and that was it. And it was Maddie. And I never had to sweat being him again.
And you never had to put that suit on again.
I never did.
Did you get rid of it?
I gave it to Dennis. I gave it to Alex's roommate.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
So are you glad then that all happened, that day happened? Because it was sort of a ceremonial thing, like you said. It's like when people have a divorce party.
Yeah.
Oh, and they burn their wedding dress
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
Do you think that was important for your closure?
Absolutely.
That's great.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So actually she did a favor. I mean,
It was a mitzvah,
the
as you said earlier.
the bride. She didn't intend to, but she was actually doing you a favor in a sense.
She really did.
Thank you for telling us all
Yes.
this. Can I ask you a question? And then I know
as many as you want.
I know you don't speak for the trans community, but
You know what? I will today. Do you know what?
please.
Tough it up, bitches.
Yes.
What I'm about to say becomes trans law.
Thank you. She's going to make some trans law here. So we know that with the incoming administration
Yeah.
that particularly trans people are going to be under attack, as well as a lot of the LGBT community.
Oh, yeah.
As non-trans cis people of privilege, How can we help support the trans community? Do you have any ideas? I mean, I know there's like give to this organization but like just in our lives and our daily lives, like, do you have any?
Continue to support them is one thing I would say. Yeah. I mean, yes, there is like, yes, when you see petitions and things like that, do sign them. Mm-hmm. They do matter. You know, pay attention to the laws. I would say a good ally is one that it just is at least paying attention, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it was really strange in this election to, and again, not even just the trans issues, it's like women's issues at large. I was really surprised, as everybody has been, where it's like people were how much of this country was so willing to throw not only LGBT people, trans people, but women at large with reproductive rights under the bus because eggs are too expensive.
I mean, it's just preposterous, and it's not going to help anyway, as we've discussed many times.
To speak to being a good ally, paying attention, and just remembering to vote again and vote in the midterms.
Yes.
Pay attention to every ballot initiative, keep... just if
and
you
school board stuff.
School board stuff,
Our school board was really under attack, and we were lucky that we were able to keep the kooky trans, anti-LGBTQ people off our board, but that's happening across the country.
That's true. And I forget about this because I don't do a lot of podcasts or media that goes out there. It's right. People are listening to this everywhere. It's like if you're out there somewhere and you're in Oklahoma or you're in a red state somewhere, pay attention to these ballots. Pay attention to your local elections.
Local stuff is really powerful.
Stay in. Just it doesn't have to be. I know it's not everybody's cause, and that's the other thing that's kind of ironic about the trans community is we are such a tiny part of the population.
Know. You think you were half the population by how much it was supposedly.
You're taking over the Olympics.
I mean, it's just so ridiculous. It's just like
I actually have decided I'm going to.
You're going to compete?
I'm going to swim in the next Olympics.
I was going to say, I think maybe your age might be the most, but okay.
That's ageist.
Okay, I'm sorry. All right, look, I'm no spring chicken, but
I will support you. If you do a GoFundMe, I'm going to help you.
Just eat my fat ass belly flopping into the pool and just security.
Security. Oh my God.
I'm trying to run from him. It's like, you'll never catch. You'll never catch. You'll never. Where are we going?
Oh my God. Well, Maddie, thank you so much for being here and telling your story. Yes. And I knew you were going to be hilarious doing it because you are hilarious.
So funny.
And I really appreciate you coming on the show.
Thank you.
And we will be back with What Did We Learn Today?
So much.
Christine?
Danielle.
Are you ready to learn what we learned today?
Please.
If I can say it above the noise of my tummy rumbling. Like Winnie the Pooh. No, I don't want a Snickers.
Snickers satisfies you.
In Mexico, also, it wouldn't be my candy bar of choice, ever. That's the other thing.
What would be?
Okay.
It's got to be from like a drugstore.
Classes have been set down. She's about to go in on the
I
candy
like
bars.
Score. Do you know what Score is?
Is that like toffee, hard toffee in the middle?
With chocolate over it.
Yep.
I like a crunch. So,
okay.
Oh, you know those Ritter Sports?
Yeah.
There's one with cornflakes in it.
Oh.
I mean, that's awesome.
All right.
Kit Kat is my, Kit Kat's like my favorite because it's got the crunch.
Got it. Okay.
So it just would never be. I understand why people eat a Snickers. It's got the peanuts, but peanuts hurt my stomach, so I couldn't. Bless you.
Sorry.
All right. In any case, are you ready to learn what we learned today?
It's all Snickers content.
In Mexico, nopales, prickly pear cacti, are mixed with tomatoes into a bright salad and spooned into tortillas with creamy goat cheese and 2 types of fresh salsa, and voila, cactus tacos. That sounds amazing to me. That sounds so good. You can have multiple people on the phone at one time.
What?
Oh my God.
Color me surprised.
The way those two just stared at me.
They should call that like a party line.
A party line.
Or something.
Training a dog to detect seizures can take anywhere from 6 months to 2 years. Good luck. The process works best if the dog is exposed to someone who has at least 3 episodes a month. So you're going to have to increase your rate.
Just keep staying up all night. Like I'm in college again, studying for exams. I'm working full time.
Just watch Mary Hart on Entertainment Tonight.
That's going to keep me up?
You don't remember that story?
No.
You don't remember that story? That someone was getting seizures from watching Mary Hart on Entertainment Tonight?
No.
Yeah, it was a news story, and then they did it on Seinfeld that Kramer was getting seizures from watching Mary Hart.
I don't remember either of these things.
Either.
When you make up meanings for an acronym later, it's called a backronym.
Oh, backronym.
I think I like yours better.
I think I like retronym better.
Yeah. Let's go with yours.
Yeah. The Loud House is an American animated sitcom created by Chris Savino that premiered on Nickelodeon on May 2nd, 2016. The series revolves around the chaotic everyday life of a boy named Lincoln Loud, who is in the middle child and only son in a large family of 11 children. It is set in a fictional town in southeastern Michigan called Royal Woods. Oh, you know what?
like Royal Oak.
We should have asked.
That's what's based on. Royal Oak.
Oh,
Yeah, based on Savino's hometown of Royal Oak. I should have asked Maddie. I think Maddie's from Michigan, and you're from Michigan, but I forgot to ask her. Okay.
I'm from next to Michigan.
Yeah. Billy.
That's what we call it.
Oh, here we go. The Buckwheat character was a girl at first, portrayed by our gang kid Matthew Stymie Beard's younger sister Carlina in For Pete's Sake, and by Willie Mae Walton in 3 other shorts. So it was played. Okay, so when Buckwheat was a girl, she was played by a boy.
Yeah.
Willie Mae Walton. Okay, then this kid, Billy Thomas, began appearing as Buckwheat with 1935's Mama's Little Pirate. Despite Thomas being a boy, the Buckwheat character remained a girl, dressed as a Topsy-esque image of the African-American pickaninny stereotype with bowed pigtails, a large hand-me-down sweater, and oversized boots. After Stymie's departure from the series later in 1935, the Buckwheat character slowly morphed into a boy, first referred to definitively as he in 1936, the Pinch Singer. So this is wild. 3 different people played Buckwheat.
They kept all 3 racist, though, right?
Yeah. That was for sure.
Let's be consistent with our racism.
Yeah.
I don't care what gender. Just make sure you keep in the racism.
Right.
But 2 boys and 1 girl.
All played Buckwheat as a
All played
girl.
Buckwheat.
Then, I mean, this is okay.
You know who wouldn't allow that? Trump. He's not going to have.
No.
Yeah.
And I do remember the character Stymie. I didn't know that Stymie. I wonder what was wrong with Stymie's little sister that she gave up.
Maybe she didn't like the set. It was not good treatment on the set.
Yeah.
Maybe she left when he left?
Maybe she wanted to go to school.
Because it says when Stymie left the series.
Yeah.
The Buckwheat
But I
character's still
definitely
in it.
remember Stymie. And I remember that the Buckwheat we know, which I'm guessing is this Billy Thompson kid, I remember that he was wearing a dress and was a girl and then was not a girl. It's pretty wild.
Hey, you know what?
What?
Before we say goodbye, I want to tell our audience, because the holidays are coming,
Yes.
that we have a merch sale.
Yes.
So if you were like, I got to get somebody some HTS
Yeah. Merch.
gifts,
Yeah.
everything's on sale.
Yeah. Go right now.
T-shirts are all $15, and then everything else is marked down. And that's through December 15th. Is that going to still be going?
Nope.
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm going to extend it. I can go in, I think, and we
You can? I don't think so because this is
Listen, I have power,
Threadless's sale. This is not.
but we can do a sale.
Okay.
Anyway, through this episode, the sale will be extended.
Okay. Great.
Get
And
yourself that shirt an elderly New York woman said was beautiful.
Yes.
yes, treat yourself. And through January 1st, all our Seek Shelter memberships,
Whoa.
yearly and monthly, are 10% off.
Okay. If you're on the fence about joining, this is the time to do it.
Guys,
10% off. Let's do it.
you don't want to hear, you don't even know all the secrets we're going to drop in this December bonus.
That's right.
secrets.
Secrets.
Of the universe.
Oh yeah, how to live a better life, and
I watched a lot of TikTok, so I give you guys a lot of information.
we're going to talk about the Illuminati, and
truth.
Danielle's going to reveal a lot about her marriage.
I was gonna say on the, what you don't what you don't know is that on the bonuses I'm really positive about myself.
Yes.
Like I'm a whole different person.
It turns out she does have self-esteem.
Fully employed,
She
and I
likes
have
herself.
a great body.
Yeah.
On the bonuses.
It turns out it's all perspective.
Oh, that just gave me an tab from laughing.
He has a 1-pack.
Yay.
And so, yeah, get yourself on over to the Patreon. Check it out. You might want to gift it to somebody special in your life who likes the show and is like, you know what, I need to hear more of them talking. That would be great for the new year.
Yeah.
And that's my spiel.
I love
we
the
never really
spiel.
talk about it, but the episodes are usually 20, 25 minutes longer.
Yes.
Generally.
At least.
So there's a lot
There's
of
a lot
content.
of
And
content.
and it's not just garbage.
No. I have to take things out to make the free version free and accessible to people who don't want a long version. But there's a lot of stuff we take out and it's not garbage.
It's not just like menopause content or periods.
No, that's only like 50%.
Yeah. The other half, is like our butts.
Yeah, it's 50% menopause, 50% butts.
49% buns, 1% shoulders.
Yeah, right.
Thank you guys for listening.
And until next time,
Remain calm.